Okay, so I've been asked to demonstrate how to do some 50s hairstyles for a theatre production company. So I've put together 3 hopefully simple styles. So this first one, I'm just literally starting off by parting the hair over to one side. Very typical 50s look was parted over to the side, had a nice little sort of quiff look that goes over. So this is what we're trying to achieve here. I'm using heated rollers. Heated rollers are the best thing to use. Giving the hair a good spray from the roots to the points to the ends, brushing all that through, and then put a heated roller in. Make sure it's nice and hot. And I'm using a medium sort of size roller there. Keep the hair really quite flat. Don't scrunch up as you're rolling it down on the roller. And then pin that into place. Now, some of you probably won't have heated rollers. If you don't, I'm sure you'll have a heated wand. And you can achieve a similar look with the heated wand as well. So because some of you may have this, I'm going to do the heated wand as well. What I'm doing here is just sectioning the back out the way, just so it's easier to do that side that I'm working on. So I'm just moving that out the way. And then you can use your heated wand and do the same procedure. Basically, take a section and spray it with hairspray from the roots to the points. And then the heated wand is, I think the setting would be, I think about 180 degrees I've had that one on, which is basically what I'm saying here. So then you wrap that round. Again, keep the hair really straight as you're doing that. Try not to buckle it because that will affect the way the curl is. So I'm keeping it quite flat as I'm rolling it round. And you want to keep it on that heat for just a few seconds. And then when you're ready to take that out, try and keep that curl in place. And then you just literally slide the wand out, hold that curl so it doesn't move, and then try and grip that into place. Use something like a silver grip, which is what I'm using here. And if one isn't enough, you can use one either side just to hold that curl in place. The idea is you want to leave the curl to go cold, basically, just to cool off. And that's what will help to hold that nice curl in place. And that's what's happening with the heated rollers. Once they're all set in place, we leave them to cool. So I'm on this particular style, I'm using both the rollers and also the heated wand, just so that you can see what it's like. And I'm just going to speed this up now, just so that we can show this as quickly as possible. Okay, so I've just stopped at this point just so you can see at the back here, just at the top where the crown is. I'm taking this section here and I'm going to roll it backwards with a fairly large roller, just so that we've got some height on the hair once we remove those rollers. So again, same thing, just rolling the hair, keeping it quite flat so you don't buckle any of that hair. Roll it down so it's as flat as possible, and then just grip that into place. And the same with the heated wand. If you're using the heated wand, try and keep it as big as possible if you can, and give that a good spray. So once that is done, it should look something a little bit like this. I have used both the heated wand and the rollers. And then when it's cool, you just need to then take them out and try not to pull the curls too much. So just loosely remove them and let the curl drop. Then give it a good spray, lifting the hair up, spraying it everywhere. So then you need to find where your parting is, section the hair so you've got that parting going across on the side. And then this quiff bit, just if you get your fingers in there, hold the hair up and give it a good spray. You can use your hairdryer and hold it after you've sprayed it on perhaps a cool setting, and that will help to try and set it in place. So a nice strong hairspray you need here. I'm just lifting it up with my fingers and then giving it a good spray so you get that nice curved look. And that's very typical of the 50s. So this particular style that I'm doing, I'm going to try and make it look like it's a shorter style, which will be fine for to be seen from a distance on stage. I'm just brushing it through, but I'm twisting the ends of the hair with my fingers just to keep those curls in. And then I'm just going to start to pull the hair around and lift it up a bit. Just literally tease it around where you want it to be, really. So I'm just lifting it up, as you can see, and then I'm going to pin it into place. And basically that's going to give it a shorter look to the style, and crossing the grips over, as you can see. That will help to secure your pins into place by crisscrossing them over each other. So I'm literally just lifting the hair, pulling it round, and then pin it into place. So you want to try and keep that nice wavy look. That's what we're trying to aim for. So from a distance, this is going to give the impression that we've got fullness in the hair, and that nice wavy sort of curl going on. So as you can see, I'm rolling some of those sections of hair and just gripping those into place as well. I'm just taking each section out and just basically place it where you feel it's right, just to get the overall general look of the hair. We're lifting the hair up because we want this to look like a shorter hairstyle, because the hair is actually much longer than this. Then I'm just going to tease some of the hair out a little bit and just with my fingers move it where I need it to be. I'm just taking the end of the comb there just to so that I don't use my fingers, it might be a bit too bulky, so in certain areas the end of the tail comb will just pull it through, as you can see. And the front, where it frames the face, you want that nice wavy curl to go up and over at the front, and then on the other side to do something a little bit similar. And then I'm just getting the end of the tail comb, and I'm just, if you see, just pulling that top section where the crown is just out a little bit more. So if you can imagine this on stage from a distance, you're not going to see it looking like it's an updo. Hopefully it's going to look more like it's hair that's shorter and in a curlier sort of wavy look, which is what we're trying to achieve. So I'm just literally teasing the hair and just pulling bits out so it has that look to it. And if it does need pinning in anywhere, I'll just quickly pin those as well. So then this should be your finished look, and hopefully it has from a distance a nice sort of short, curlier 1950s look. Ta-da! Okay, so this one is going to be a high ponytail. It's such a simple one to do, this one. As you can see, she's got a very, very long amounts of hair here and not really much of a fringe, and it is all basically on one side more than the other, but we'll do our best to get a nice roll at the front. So we're just sectioning that front off here. As you can see, that's the amount that we'll need, and then we're brushing the rest of the hair all the way back because we're going to be putting this all into a high ponytail. So brush it all the way through. Spray your brush with some hairspray because this will also help to keep all those hairs in place. And then we're using a fairly thick hairband on this hair because there is an awful lot of it. And we will need a thick hairband for this hair, so I'm just going to keep brushing it, and as I'm brushing it I'm slowly moving my hand further and further up to the top of the head. So just keep brushing it through, and as you're doing so move your hand further up and spray the brush as you go, and just keep brushing, keep moving your hand further up so you're going further and further up to the top, so we've got this nice high ponytail effect. I'm using my hands here just to pull the hair all the way up, and I keep going up, 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 and then I'm taking the back and brushing this so it's nice and smooth at the back as well, so that you haven't got any hairs buckling up, and I'm spraying the back of that brush again just so that I can pull those hairs up and get them all into that high ponytail. And then when you're ready, once you've brushed it all the way through and you're as high as you can go, then you need to get the hair into the hairband. It can take a while just to get a simple ponytail, to be honest with you. It's not simple. Although it's a simple hairstyle, it can take a while just to get that nice smooth ponytail. So I'm just putting that into the hairband now, pulling all that hair through, and then just make sure it's all through and give it a little tug. Get in my comb just to make sure all the rest of the hair is all in place. Then coming back to that front, I'm going to give it a little spray with hairspray, just so it's got something to grab there. And then brush that through, and then I'm going to wrap that hair around my finger, not too tight. Then slowly pull my finger out and then roll the rest of that hair under. Then get a curby grip and pin it at one end and then pin it at the other end. Now, as I said before at the beginning of the video here, her hair there's more on one side than the other, so it does make this rather awkward to get a nice roll. And if yours is the same, you might find you just want to keep pinning it till you get it up and straight the way you want it, and just slightly tease the hair out with your fingers and pin it where it needs to be. And you can give that a good spray as well. I'm just using a comb here to try and comb it through a bit. And try and get it as straight as you can. It's not too bad because it is for theatre, so we are seeing this from a distance anyway, so we're not going to see anything too close up. And then we've just found any old scarf just to give you an idea. This clearly isn't the best scarf to use, but just a head scarf of some sort that you can just pop into the top of the hair, and voila, that's it, done. It's a very simple hairstyle to do, this one. If you want, you could just curl those ends up just slightly, just so you've got a nice little curl to the end. And that's it. Okay, so this is probably one of my favourites here because this is really, really easy, very simple to do this look. So to start this one off, we need to set the hair in the rollers. It has to all be in rollers, this one, because it's so much easier. And set it just like so. And when you remove it, obviously make sure that the rollers have really, really cooled off. Leave them in as long as you possibly can. When you remove the rollers, try not to pull on the hair too much. So just let the roller come out and then loosely let the hair drop. If you pull too much, then you're going to pull too much of that curl out, and we don't want to do that. We want to try and keep as much of that curl in as possible. So as you can see, as I'm removing the rollers, I'm just simply very gently letting that hair just drop. Okay, and then I'm taking my fingers and just running it through, and right at the ends I'm just twisting it round inwards towards the neck. So literally letting it fall, going inwards. And then again at the front we want that nice up and over quiff look. So I'm getting my fingers in there, and I will give that a good spray with a really good strong hairspray. So you lift it up and then hold it and then spray it into place. And like I said before, what you can also do is once you've sprayed that, I mean I'm wafting that with my hand there just to cool it a bit, just to set that spray. What you can do is hold it in place after you've sprayed it and use a cool setting on a hairdryer. Nothing that's going to blast the hair too much, just very gently blow that with a cold setting, and that will also hold it in place a little better as well. And we're doing the same on the other side, as you've just seen, just holding that one into place. So it's framing the hair, the head really nicely. Then I'm twisting, just very slightly twisting, lifting it up and twisting round on that side bit, and then I'm gripping that into place. I've already taken the side where the curls are, and I've made that sort of go inwards towards the neck, so that as you lift that up it has a nice curl in towards the ear there. And I'm just pinning that into place there, cross them over if necessary. And here I'm just lifting it up so that we can get that nice accentuated curl. So I'm just pinning it in where the quiff sort of goes round and in, so it accentuates that curl there. And again, see how I'm just literally twisting the hair inwards just to create that nice curl that goes in towards the neck. And this is basically it on this style. It is so simple, so easy to do. So probably the most easiest one that you can achieve on stage. And this would be for hair that's just slightly longer.